Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. Using my over 20 years plus coaching experience, I bring you a different insight. Maybe just you want to become a better coach, become a coach, or use something that I say to become a better player. Right now, we're looking at Burnley stuff the crap out of Sheffield United, and we're going to watch this. So the keepers kick the ball down the field, and this is the first contact straight from kickoff. So as you can see right now on this challenge, Can you already see this gap? Okay, and it sounds silly. I know it's just from kickoff and they've played the ball back. But you can see, right? So you've got your players clearly there. But they're already in their shape and they're ready to win the second ball. So they've got their people at the point where the ball is getting challenged. So if the ball goes this way, they can win it. And if the ball goes this way, they can't win it because they've got no players there. But let's have a look at what Burnley are doing, right? So if they win the ball and they make it go forward... backwards. But Burnley have got a player here, and they've got a player there maybe for a flick on. But you can see what I'm saying about there's actually not many people around backing up. It's almost like putting rear pressure on. I'm trying to say the right words without saying something really, really sort of nasty. It's going to come across really badly sexual. You're coming from behind on the players, and so you can put this rear pressure on them so they can't pass the ball backwards or sideways because you're close enough, and they can't really do that. So all of a sudden the ball starts breaking and off everybody goes. Bosh. All of a sudden now we're moving it forward just a little bit. And we can see that they've skipped through one or two tackles. Now, this tackle is important here. I want to show you, this is what I call a half-assed challenge coming in now. And you've probably all done it. And the reason he's done this is because he's over-enthusiastic trying to get to the ball. Watch what happens when he runs forward for this ball. Do you see that? Boom, he does that because his body shape is wrong. Let's see if we can get that again as we move it forward. Right, as he goes, his body shape is wrong and he's kind of stamping on the ball. And it's so easy to turn... to go past him. He's running the wrong way. This guy's just going to cut straight behind him because he's opened up the space around his back. Yeah, it's getting even more weird with every sentence I'm saying. And because he's gone in so fast and his body shape is wrong, he dictates what this player is going to do. He doesn't even have to think. He just automatically reacts to his poor challenge. Look, dump. And they get another break of the ball. And it's funny how messy this is. Like how, skippy and bouncy and all over the place everything seems to be. So now it breaks out wide. Not much danger on. Nope, we're just going to ping it across. Right? Is everyone kind of marked? But again, look how loose and messy this is. We've got 3 players here. We've got 2 players unmarked. And we're 10 seconds into the game. 10 seconds. You've got 3 players here. It's unbelievable how sort of lazy all of this is. Off the ball goes, and he just nicks into the corner. There we go, 1-0. It's awful all round, really. Just laziness from Sheffield United. But let's have a look at that little run there, and he's getting in front of his man. Okay, where does he start his run? There he is. Look, can you see him? Yeah, he could have been watched all the way through as he starts to break, and he starts to break through in front of that defender. There's so much space in there. Look, this centre-back, he's got nothing to do. So he can be so close to his mate here and shut that gap off, but he hasn't. He's got absolutely nothing to do, and he's just in no man's land. So's he. It's just like, and you've still got 2 players unmarked here, and there's still a guy free on the back post, and still a guy here free, and we are 10 seconds into a game of football. It is absolutely appalling. Let's get on to the next goal, because this is going to be a long one. Okay, this is the next goal we're going to look at. Guy's going to play this massive long ball forward here. Now, again, this is bad coaching. They don't understand what they're doing. There's many things I'm going to talk about this back line and why it's bad. But let's just start with the first basic one. The only way that you can play with a high line, okay, in any team in the Premier League, because you can probably do it in the Sunday League or some sort of non-league teams because the other teams aren't quality enough. So what you're doing, you're playing a high line and you're squeezing into the midfield, but you've got 5 players here. Can you see these guys? Right, so you've got 5 players here. Now you've got 5 players here. You can't have an extra player in midfield because you've got 5 players. Well, what does that mean? Well, if you don't have the extra player in midfield, you can't put pressure on the ball and you can't keep everyone, all the pressure in certain directions, whether you want to go left or right, whichever side you want to put the pressure on. So what does that mean then? Okay, so you've got 5 back here, less players in the midfield, so no pressure on the ball. Well, that means a guy on the ball has got all the time in the world just to put it wherever he wants. And you're giving him all this space because you're playing a high line for him to play it into, which is completely counterintuitive for what you're trying to do. So so that's the first major point that we want to try to talk about. But we've got another one with this line. Let's get into that as well, right? So here's the other problem that you've got right now. do you see this guy here has gone past this guy here? Look, there's the guy he's supposed to be level with. There's a reason you stay level, right? And you don't go 3 or 4 yards in front like this guy's done. Okay, there's a reason for that, and this is the reason. So when you've done that, you've opened up this pocket of space here. It's in between the centre-back and that guy there. That's his now pocket of space. And what I mean by that is no one's going to get anywhere near to him because he can't get a cross over to there quick enough. The guy that's supposed to do it is there, but he's too far forward. So all this pass has to do is basically just bosh. Can we see that? He's onside. Can we see that? He's onside, but can you see the difference now? He's got 2-3 yards on him, and if he's quicker than him, he's already got 2-3 yards on him. This guy's got no hope of catching him. This guy's like going, what are you doing, mate? What it's really called is it's called going too early. He's gone too early because his player has stayed high and wide, right? And the reason you keep your players high and wide is to keep your left and right backs honest. This guy's not being honest. He's playing what we used to call cheating. He's cheating at the game. He's stepping too far forward because he thinks they're going to win the ball, or he thinks he's not going to get punished. But he gets punished on his little cheat. And as the ball goes, bosh, there we go. Great little touch out in front of him. And you can see how much space this guy's got now. And then he just beats the keeper, puts it in, makes it 2-0. Let's just watch that. Bump. There we go. Puts it in. I'm not going to keep playing it all because, we'll play a bit. Bosh, there we go. Let's get on to the next goal. There was a red card in this game. I want to show you the last incident. It was actually 2 yellow cards. Same player doing the same thing, jumping in and elbowing people in the face. Clear and blatantly obvious. Like the first one, it was just... I was just sad for the guy trying to argue the fact that he didn't elbow the guy in the face. But then he does it again here. The ball goes forward. Watch him, dosh, and he elbows him. So when your elbow goes above your shoulder, that's classed as an unnatural position. If it's coming down, you're kind of all right. But if it's going up, you can see it on the replays if you want to go back and look at it somewhere else. But it's clear and obvious. And it's just, the guy's just ruined the whole game for his team. And now they take a right kick in because of him. Let's show you the rest of the kick in. This is coming from another a ball in the air. But again, I want to show you, look at how many players are around to try to win the second ball. And who is going to win it. You can see these Sheffield United players, look at this guy here. He's completely and utterly on the wrong side. This guy here, right? Can you see him? He needs to be back in this spot here. Because that's 3 players now that no one's close enough to. And he can't really step out because he's a centre-back. And can you see how high these players are, and they're not doing anything. And this is the problem with modern, a lot of the modern midfielders is just coached completely wrong. You've got a player down. He needs to be tucked in here until we can get everybody back out and get our feet on the ball. But he's not. Look, he's up here doing nothing. He's up here doing nothing. Absolutely terrible. When the ball gets hit, right there, look. Okay, he's running back, fair. Burnley guy, going back to defend, but look at these guys. None of them are looking to defend. He's still not looking to get goal side, and it's dropping right in front of their central defenders, which aren't quick enough to spot the danger or do anything about it, more importantly. And the next thing you know, it stops it, and he smashes it into the net box. Yeah. Let's just go back and show you the opening position again so you can see it and read it. That's the point of contention there. And of course, no one ever bothers to look around and see what's the next danger. If you really want to become a good footballer or a good coach, think about it like chess. What's the next step? If they win that header, where do we go? If they lose that header, where do we go? There's only maybe 2 permutations. They win the ball or they lose the ball. What am I going to do if they win it? What am I going to do if they lose it? And if you have that in your head about, okay, that's where I need to go if this happens, that's where I need to go if that happens, then you kind of know what you need to be doing next. Instead of trying to react, you're already preempting or preactive about what you're doing. No one is in this situation, and they just get themselves another easy goal. Let's get on to the next one. I'm running out of adjectives to say the word awful. Right, so here's a guy on the ball. Here's a centre-back. Here's a striker, made a space between these two, completely and utterly unmarked. You've got 6 players, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they can quite easily make a nice little tight box to actually stop this ball coming in here. Do you see how far wide he is again? Because he doesn't understand about tucking in and protecting the line like that. So to have his nice little box like that, he doesn't get it. He's going out because he sees these players out here and he's panicking instead of staying in here and realising he can run out here if his body shape is right. But his body shape is now all wrong because look, he can't deal with these players out here because he's facing the ball instead of actually being in here. Do you see this guy's body shape? Even though he's not marking, he's actually correct because that player there needs to be having the same body shape as him, but there. So then he can see these two players and the ball at the same time and he can react. But having a player unmarked there on the top of your 18-yard box when you're down a man, it's unbelievable. Look how easy this ball gets rolled into him. Easy, boom, so easy. Look, oh God, look, I'm seeing more things. The centre-back isn't actually trying to win the ball, he's just trying to hold him up. Right, watch when this ball rolls into his feet. He doesn't try to win the ball, he just tries to, I'll just kind of stand here and, yeah, watch. As it rolls in, bump, there we go, and he's just kind of, and it's bounced off his foot. He's not actually trying to win the ball. The defender's basically just stood there and been a cone, okay? And the guy's pinged the ball off his foot. If he was trying to win the ball, that touch, he would have been expecting it, received it, and then done something with it, and he didn't. But it's just as it's bounced off him, now it gets played out here all the time in the world, and this guy, oh God, this is not... I just keep seeing more and more problems. Oh my God. Who coaches Sheffield United? They should be fired immediately. Look at how many people are going focusing on the ball. And this guy is just standing still. And yet, no one... Okay, I'm happy you're going with the runner, but you're on the wrong side of the runner. This guy here is completely and utterly oblivious. Completely and utterly oblivious. And he just gets the ball and passes it into the bottom corner. Bit lucky on the rebound as it goes in. But, oh, God. I could be here for 20 minutes talking about how bad these people are. All right, let's get on to the last goal. I get it, you're 4-0 down and you're trying to, and you're a player down. But you still got to play the game and do the best you can. Because if you do, like, your positive experiences roll on to next week. If your negative experience, it rolls on to next week. So if you're playing low effort and low intensity this week, that's what you're going to do next week already. You're already sealing your fate for your next game. And that's not what you do. You keep trying your best every single second. Because if you don't, it'll affect next week's performance as well. Because your mind is, oh, well, I'm just lazy. I don't have to do it. I don't have to run because we're losing. No, right. And it goes to the same thing again. Who wins the second ball? And I watch how quick or how much effort any of these players go towards to try to win this football. They don't. There's a ball, it's bouncing. No one is really interested in winning this ball from Sheffield United. No one really cares. Look, it just bounces and does what it wants. Bump, and then he beats him and knocks it over him. Gets too tight to the player, not close enough to win, and now it's gone on again. It gets worse. I mean, this just goes on and on and on. There's 2 players here. There's 5. This guy starts walking. Oh yeah, look, no effort. I don't really care at this point, and I do blame him because he's getting paid an awful lot of money to put this shift in, and he's not doing it. So then we break. We're looking around again, looking to see what's going on next, and we pass it out wide. Now they're getting back. There's enough people there, but watch what happens next. This is just also awful. Goes along. We've got our back 4. Woohoo! We've got 2 midfielders coming in to help. Great job. Good job. His body shape is good. We're happy with that. Yes, great. But then he starts worrying about the overlap player. Watch, you can see him. Do you see his run? He stops focusing on the player, and that's how the player's managed to cut inside him because he's worried about the overlapping player. Right? So what he should be doing really is getting a little bit closer to his centre-back so the guy can't beat him or the centre-back is watching. So as soon as he comes inside, you see that? See? He's gone with the overlapping player? See what I'm talking about? Actually, I might not have made it clear. And what about this guy here has gone to the overlapping player? Okay? This guy here. Not this guy on the ball, which he kind of has as well, but this guy here doesn't back him up. He starts trying to be clever and thinking he knows the game, and he's run over to try to mark the next guy. But the ball's not gone out there. He's trying to be clever, and instead of just doing the simple things, that's why they're called simple things. He protects this guy's back. So if this guy cuts inside, he's there to tackle him. He's not. He's gone on a mazy run over here to look at that guy. So he gets to come inside easy. Do you see that? Let's just show you one more time so you can see it happen. Right. So this is the guy I'm trying to make it. I'll make it more clear. This is the guy here. As I move this forward, watch. Do you see him? He starts going. And he's already gone to mark this player over here for some reason. Comes inside, and now it's just these guys doing what they do. Look, there's no players close to tackle him. Little back heel, and now we've got someone coming in here to smash the ball straight into the corner. Is he going to do it? Wow, I think you know the answer to that, because he does. In he comes, smashes it in, and we get ourselves another goal. Well, thanks, and I'll see you next time on Cash Yells at Bad Defenders.